Hi guys, welcome back to the game room. So for this video, you can see I've got my Model 1 SEGA Saturn out in front of you. Now the reason is I subscribe to a really awesome YouTuber who goes by the name of Adam Koralik. He does his Figure It Out Productions videos, and one of the series of videos that he does is called Gamer Aid, where he'll pick up some old consoles that are in need of a bit of TLC, a bit of restoration. And he'll go through the process of him actually disassembling the console and cleaning it up and testing it, and hopefully all is well at the end. So he recently did a Model 1 SEGA Saturn. Now when I was watching Adam's video, I thought, okay, there's some differences here that I think people might need to be aware of, because with Adam's Model 1, his revision is different from the Model 1 that I've got in front of me. This is actually quite an early European revision of Model 1 SEGA Saturn that we've got here. So I've already taken the screws out of mine. And just one thing that you might need to consider when you're trying to strip apart a Model 1 is I would not recommend just lifting the lid off and pulling the lid off, a bit like Adam did in his video, because there is a difference in some of the Model 1s. With Adam's it was fine to do because of the way his was, but as I'm going to show you, there's some differences in the Model 1 that I've got, and why you might want to see why I'm saying sort of don't lift it straight up like that. Lift it up from the back, if I can do that, which could be difficult. I've got a CD in there. Lift it up from the back and kind of pivot it onto the front. And you'll see why. Because if you look here, try and bring my Saturn closer in, if I can do it, you'll notice my power supply is actually mounted to the top of the case in there. It's actually sort of clipped on, I think, or it's screwed on as well. There's a screw there. And there's some wires, very short wires, that attach it to the motherboard, as well as some other little bits and pieces here. And the last thing you want to do is pull that up really fast, you know, expecting the lid to just come straight off, because it won't if you've got one of these Model 1s, which, you know, this is the main way to tell, because externally it's going to look pretty much the same. Yeah, you'd end up damaging some of the wires potentially. So my recommendation is lift it up from the front, or from the back rather, and sort of pivot it onto the front here, because then it doesn't matter if you haven't got one of these particular revisions of Model 1, because you're not going to damage anything either way. So anyway, one of the differences, besides the power supply being located on the top, is mine actually has a door switch sensor on the lid here. With Adam's, if I just try and bring my Saturn round, his Model 1 SEGA Saturn would have had a door switch sensor here, actually located inside the console, and there'd be something in the lid when you close it that activates that switch. I don't have that. My early Model 1 Saturn has it sort of rigged up to this lid mechanism here. I think there's a little contact inside here that will obviously close up and make the circuit. When the lid is shut, sends the signal to the CD drive to say, right, I'm shut, and then that's what initiates the spinning of the CD and engaging of the laser mechanism. So, lastly, this is a very, very quick, very brief video, this one, because the changes, like I say, they're kind of small, but I thought I'd document them anyway, just in case any of you guys come across an earlier Model 1 SEGA Saturn like mine here. The controller ports on this particular Model 1, they're actually part of the motherboard. When you look underneath there, it's actually part of the main board. It's not, you know, separatable like it is on Adam's. And I actually prefer it to be separatable, because if the controller ports, you know, are faulty for whatever reason on the Saturn, on my Model 1 here, I'm pretty much screwed. Unless I can go to the trouble of somehow, you know, taking and desoldering those controller ports off, I'm pretty much screwed. This Saturn will be pretty much dead to me in that respect. But in Adam's case, he could literally disconnect the cable, pull off those controller ports, grab some others and put them on. What I'm basically sort of seeing from Adam's video is that Model 1 that he's got is kind of when they were looking towards doing the Model 2. So that's the revision probably just before they then released the Model 2. So I hope this video has been, you know, informative, guys. It's given you some extra information. And Adam, if you do get to see this, I hope you don't mind me doing this video, mate. I just thought, you know, let's show another revision of Model 1. I think this is one of the other main revisions that people may come across. And I just thought about taking the lid off differently, because then, you know, you're not going to have any issues with wires sort of ripping out of the board and damaging them, and, you know, etc. And just to make people aware of a slight difference internally, really. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you again soon. Just pop this lid back on my Saturn. I always open the cover up there and just make sure that it goes down. There we go. I think that's got it. Yeah, that's got it. Brilliant. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you again soon.